Hi, I'm Stephen Upstone. I'm the CEO and founder of LoopMe, and we're a mobile video ads platform that uniquely is using AI to drive new brand goals.
And what is the state of AI in mobile brand advertising?
AI as a technology is still very, very early in its application through advertising. So most of advertising today is still driven off manual optimization. So it's ad operations people sometimes using data sets or targeting strategies that they set and then run and then maybe change in an iterative way over time. The opportunity as we get much closer to understanding the real outcomes from advertising is to actually start to qualify what could happen from any moment or any response of advertising. And that's really the kind of opportunity to change the way in which advertising works. By that I mean that you would move away from considering people in broad segments, and you'd always ask a question: what will happen next in case I serve some kind of video advertising at this point in time? Will it send someone into a store? Will it create an offline sale? Will it create a change in perception about the brand? And these are things that can now be monitored in real time. And so that kind of data loop, if you like, can become a closed loop. That's really the opportunity. But I think the industry is very, very early in that area. And that's what LoopMe's looking obviously to change and develop over the coming years.
And what sort of timescale are we looking at for the sort of more mainstream adoption of that?
I mean, there's some big signs of AI becoming very important. So if you look, Google recently declared itself as being an AI-first company. It famously talked about itself as being a mobile-first company early on. So that's a very, very good, strong shift. A lot of what they're doing and talking about though is the AI that powers their search or the driverless cars. They don't really put AI in the hands of brands to drive brand advertising yet, and that's not something that's available. So I would expect that over the next 3 years there'll start to be some kind of fairly widespread adoption. There was actually a survey recently by Deloitte, and they asked marketers how many of them thought that AI would be very important to the industry over the next 5 years, and over 80% thought that that would be critical, and yet only 26% thought that they understood AI well now, and only 10% said they were actually actively using and pursuing it now. So that gives you an idea of what's going to happen, the time period over which it's going to happen, and where we are now.
Looks like a big growth potential though.
Yeah, massive growth potential. I think that where AI becomes really interesting is not just much better optimization, but also the analytics that provide to companies, but beyond that into actual new customer service models as well. So when you can actually change the way in which you provide your product or service to customers using AI, that I think will start to create lots of new possibilities. But also certain industries will be transformed. If you think about yourself as a petrol retailer, for example, what will your service be like in a world where most cars are being driven by robots in a period of 10 or 15 years' time? So suddenly the people you negotiate with to try and buy things might not be the people that you were dealing with before.
And since we're at the Cannes Festival of Creativity, what do you think the sort of, and you obviously watch mobile video closer than most people, what do you think of the sort of state of mobile video advertising in terms of creativity?
Yeah, so I think a lot of what's developed is still predominantly developed for other channels, for television or something like this. I don't think that's necessarily that bad. I think that if it's a big idea that connects emotionally with consumers, that's probably going to translate into lots of different screens. If you think about the experience of holding a phone close to your face, that's probably about the same perspective you'd get with a television screen in many cases, except you're often more concentrated on the device. So depending on the mobile video experience that you're getting, if it's a pre-roll experience or full screen experience, that might well work to take TV commercials. There are, however, some different usage models, especially when you start to look at new formats like native video, where you're just scrolling past something very, very quickly, as you do with Facebook. And there are a whole bunch of new creative considerations about how quickly you should grab the attention of a person and how long they might stay with you. So I think it's evolving fast now. I think that video is been seen to outperform traditional display units, but there's also a job to do to take those video assets, to think about the objectives and to make adjustments to make it better. And I think that over the next 3-4 years as well, they'll be evolving to have real kind of mobile-first creatives, and that's an opportunity for the for creative agencies to win new clients and grow their business.